All right, so what do you do when you're on a showing and your buyers express interest and they say, hey, we want to make an offer? What do we do? Like what should we offer this person? First things first, most of the homes in my market have cameras all over the place, at least a Ring doorbell or some sort of video doorbell, and a lot of times in their house too. So just know when you're conducting showings, you are probably being watched or observed by the seller. Regardless of how you feel about that, you're in their home, okay? In the state of Michigan, we have to legally disclose when one of our listings has cameras, but a lot of times people don't do that, or they don't even notify or inform their agent that they're going to do that. So when somebody says, hey, we like this house, we want to make an offer, the first thing I do is I say, okay, great. A lot of times there's cameras in houses. Let's talk about it outside. Is there anything you want to see real quick, a second time before we pack out of here? They're going to say yes or no. Yeah, I really got to see that accessory bedroom real quick, or can I check out the basement or the back porch real quick before we head out? Okay, great. Show them that. Then get away from the cameras, okay? Maybe you can go in the driveway. Maybe you can talk about it on your next appointment. Maybe you're going to hop on a phone call after. A lot of times I just do this in the driveway because most doorbells aren't going to be able to see in the driveway, okay? And they're not likely to be able to hear. A lot of times people don't have them pointing straight over the garage. Sometimes they do. Whatever. You can figure this out. Find a safe space to talk to them so you don't give up all your power of negotiation before you even submit an offer, okay? So find a safe place. They're going to say, okay, cool, we're in the safe place. What do we offer them? And I'm going to say, I don't know. And they're going to look at me so weird the first time I say it. I'm going to say, honestly, I got to call the listing agent. Every seller is different. Some sellers just want the most money possible. Some sellers could care less about cash and they just want out of their house immediately for whatever reason. Maybe they're in a tough situation, getting divorced. Everybody's different. Some people just really care that they can take their grandma's chandelier, which is hung over the dining room. The best thing I can do is let's get in the car, head to the next appointment, or let's get in the car, you head home, I'm going to head to my office, or I'm going to head to my house, get to the desk as quick as I can. And on the way, I'm going to call the listing agent so I can find out more, all right? We don't want to offer without knowing what this person wants. They're always going to be like, oh yeah, duh, that sounds great. Give them a call. Call me right after. So we leave the appointment. I've turned off all the lights. I've locked it up. I've had this conversation. The second I get in my car, if my buyer has interest, I am calling the listing agent and I say, hey, listing agent, I have a buyer who really loves the house, but we got some questions first. Do you have any offers? They're going to say yes or no, or I can't answer. If they have offers, say, great, can you tell me anything about those offers? They're going to say yes or no. And then just keep, prodding and asking questions. If they say, yes, we have 3 offers, they say, great. Are they all over? Are any of them over ask? Right? They're going to say yes or no. Any appraisal guarantees? Can you give me any guidance in regards to what I need to do in order to help my buyer be successful in being the person selected to purchase this home? Yes or no? Okay. So ask those initial questions up front and just make sure you're finding out what this seller actually wants. Say, okay, listing agent, cool. Thanks for telling me how many if there's offers and how many there are. Like, what does this person really want? Are they primarily interested in cash, and therefore do they need an appraisal guarantee or appraisal gap coverage? Maybe this person really does just care about grandma's chandelier over the dining room. What's important to them? Because we want to write an offer to help them out to the best of our ability. We want to get our ships moving in the same direction. What can we do? Listen to the dang sellers, the listing agent, okay? And craft your offer that way. Say, thank you so much for your time, listing agent. I appreciate it a ton. I'm going to talk to buyers one more time, and then I'm going to text you if we're going to turn in an offer. Be a person of your word and do that, all right? So once that's done, then before you call your buyer, you've got the information from the listing agent. That's wonderful. Now you're going to pull deep comps. You're going to go into your MLS. I'm going to have a future video on this, so please watch how I do it. But you're going to pull really deep comps. Make sure you can justify the value or the price that you are about to suggest that your buyer, write on this house, okay? And then what you're going to do after you've talked to the listing agent, after you've talked to them about comps, now you're going to reach out to your buyer. I do this very intentionally through text message, so I have written record. I say, hey, Jane and Joe, I talked to the listing agent. Here's what seller's looking for. They need to keep grandma's chandelier. Outside of that, the primary motivation is speed of sale, okay? Based on that, here's my suggested offer. We're going to write it for right at list price. We're going to give them a grand over to motivate them. $501,000, which a grand at $500K won't be very motivating, but let's just go with this example. We're going to give them $501K. We're going to give them $5,000 EMD. 7-day inspection. We're going to close within 30 and whatever else, okay? I picture it out right there in text. Do you have any questions or are there any changes you want to make? They're going to say yes or no in text. If they say, hey, let's make some changes, we're not comfortable with that price, sounds good. Just work it out in writing. Say, when they're done making the changes, say, okay, here's the offer I have. I just want to confirm I'm on the right track before I write it up. Here's what I got, 501. Now we're at a 5-day inspection. We're doing a 10K EMD, closing in 27 days because that's most convenient for you for your vacation, right? Send it in text. They say yes. Then I start to write the offer, okay? I'll see you in the next video where I go deep on how I pull comps. And then eventually in future videos, I'm going to show you how I write offers. But this is exactly what you need to do when your buyer shows interest and decides they want to write an offer at a showing. Get them outside to a safe place. Tell them you got to call the listing agent. Call the listing agent, pull deep comps, make the suggested offer through text in writing before you spend the time writing it, then write the offer and turn it in. See you in a future video.